What do you think Etienne's role is going to be out there on the left side? We don't know. I have no idea whether this guy can play or not. Sounds like he can. What do you expect from him if he's going to be our left winger?
Well, the crate, and part of the reason why I would say that I was not expecting Etienne to be a left winger is because Pineda, who's never shown any inventiveness in his system, he's very rigid in the system he plays. His system doesn't have wingers. His wingers are the outside backs, right?
Yeah.
His airplanes. Right. So why does anybody, honestly, even if Etienne was the greatest winger in the history of the world, why does anybody think Etienne is going to be a winger for Atlanta United? He doesn't play with wingers. He plays with wingers, but there are outside backs.
Based on what you know of Etienne, is he got better footwork than Wiley? Like as far as like taking people on,
he's not as pacey.
Like
I don't
pacey or putting people on their back foot.
To be fair, I haven't seen a ton of him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have zero knowledge of Etienne.
But does anybody think that he's not going to suddenly have Gutman and Lennon going forward that much? What that says to me is that Etienne is playing the same role that we've had recently with the Sadish or Almada, whatever. He's slightly inside.
To your point, Gutman and Lennon are going to be way up the field.
And he has already called them his airplanes.
Yeah.
Right? This year. He's
announced it to the other coaches. The airplanes will be up forward.
The runway is open.
Which is the dead end to any early crosses.
So why would you play with an airplane if you have a winger? Because the winger would be your airplane. So if Araujo and Etienne are the airplanes, right, that would mean that Gutman and Lennon, or I would think Hernandez, are playing behind them. And as we've just showed in that segment, the moment they stay at home at any level, then the moment when our airplanes try to, play it through Almada, we turn it over, we can press.
Yeah. Again, with 4 people back all the time, it's okay to put one of the right backs or left backs up a little bit. But as long as you have Sosa and 3 in the back line there, we're good, right?
So, yeah. For those of you who are coaches, or for those of you who are players out there who are coaches are coaching you, I see this all the time. When coaches come to the training ground, they say, look, the latest, greatest thing in soccer is pressing. We're going to be a pressing team. And so what they do is they get together their forwards. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they start working on the press. Anytime a coach does that, that means they have no idea how to press. And that's because a press does not start with the forwards. Yes, the forwards are the ones who press and win the ball, but you cannot press. I'm going to say it a million times. You cannot press unless you have the outlet taken care of. So to be a great pressing team, you have to have defensive midfielders or midfielders who, once you lose the ball and it turns over, are in a position to take away the easy balls.
I know this from experience from poaching up front in my latter days of soccer, and me freaking out when people that actually are responsible for the press, like I can dictate it, but if people behind me aren't doing the press, there is no press.
And God bless, you've played forward zone, so if you're chasing a guy, right? And right before you get to the defender to press him, you're going to challenge it. He plays a 30-yard ball to an outlet. It is the most depressing thing
ever.
That
is the worst.
And look, if there's a guy that he gives a go at it, I'm okay. I don't get frustrated. You know what I mean? Like if you kind of got there and at least we're like in the space, right? Because it is really hard. I mean, it is a hard thing to be like right on them, but at least be in the zone. You know what I mean? Like don't make it easy for them. That's all the press really is to some degree. You can't just make it that easy to where it's so deflating when they just pass it. It's off to the races.
And you saw last year Pineda yelling at people for not pressing, and he benched Martinez, I think. That was the moment that really got him, was not just the Eros Campoyo, but before that, right? He benched him because he wasn't pressing. Because you get frustrated. You stop pressing because you're like, I am tired of wasting my energy running 20 yards to chase this guy when he's got an easy outlet.
Yeah. It's like you're
like, stop it.
It's like your vineyard buddy Enrique. I'm like, why would I continue to do this run if nobody's gonna follow my lead?
Right.
Like, you're right. Of course, Enrique, you're right. I'm not gonna do that if nobody's gonna follow suit.
Okay.
It's all like one big swarm. It's the swarm. That's a press. The same way bees, they all know how to.
And once you have that first pass taken away, then if you have guys willing to put in the effort, then they win the ball. And when they win the ball there, and they can recycle it to Araujo, Armada, or even Yakamakas one-on-one, we're hoping that they can win those battles. And that is what happened under Tata. The number of times we scored goals with El Marone taking the ball off somebody's foot and one pass to Martinez, and he got a one-on-one or a shot right off of that. You saw it all the time.